Good afternoon, Talo Falava. This is the continuation of our weekly updates on some of the decisions undertaken by Cabinet and also some of the events and activities of government during the week. I would like to update you on the salvage operations for the Nafanua. We have now received 3 people who arrived at the end of last week for the salvage team. They will be joined in 2 weeks' time with the rest of the salvage crew, who will take 2 weeks to travel to Samoa to undertake this work, to lift the Nafanua off the reef and to prepare her for transportation back to Australia. The 3 people who arrived at the end of last week are now in quarantine under our usual conditions. The rest of the crew who are traveling by sea will take 2 weeks, and those 2 weeks will be taken as their quarantine period so that they are able to immediately undertake the work of being able to uplift the Nafanua and prepare her for transportation to Australia. The Government of Australia has been very generous in providing us with this assistance to salvage and to transport the Nafanua back to Australia. When the assessments have been done on what the condition of the boat is, then the 2 governments will have negotiations as how we will move forward. In the meantime, with the Nafanua out of commission, the regional collaborative effort will step in, not only through the work of the fleets within the region, and our nearest neighbor, of course, American Samoa, with the services of their Coast Guard, but also the air surveillance that is also a regular feature in providing surveillance and security for the region. In fact, one of the Air Force planes under that program is here in Faleolo and works out of Faleolo on that program. So we feel confident with the Nafanua being out of commission that through the collaboration with our partners, that the security of our borders and our surrounding seas are being looked after by the programs I have alluded to. We also had an update from our New York committee who have advised the continuation of the emergency orders, that the proclamations of the emergency orders, that they be continued. The current order takes us to the 29th of August, so the next period will commence on the 30th of August until the 26th of September. And you will note that these renewals of the proclamations are done on a monthly basis. Apart from the protections for the COVID, by which the proclamations were commenced last year, our current budget is actually provided for under the provisions of emergency conditions. So this is one more reason to continue the proclamation for emergencies, is that the government budget is also vested in that. We were updated by the committee also on flights into Samoa or out of Samoa. Last week we made the decision to defer all repatriation flights from New Zealand given the new outbreak, and that we will keep an eye on the situation in New Zealand and make the appropriate decisions with regards to incoming flights to Samoa. We will still have the cargo flights, and those cargo flights are able to take people out of Samoa, and they will continue. The committee is still negotiating with the New Zealand authorities on a New Zealand one-way quarantine-free program. And the people who this program are targeted to are our health cases being taken to New Zealand, the seasonal workers scheme, and some returning students who may have to return to New Zealand. So these are the groups that are being considered for quarantine-free entry into New Zealand. We are continuing our discussions along the same vein with American Samoa, but more a two-way travel bubble. And also, we are also seeking American Samoa's help, especially with our health sector. Our CT scan is not working in our national hospital. The nearest CT scan is in American Samoa, and the request has gone to the American Samoan government whether we can bring our cases to American Samoa to help with the diagnosis of our patients. So we hope that we will be able to do that with American Samoa to help us out at this time, while we are awaiting the replacement of our CT scan. Earlier this week, we were able to hold an event to recognize, acknowledge, and thank all our partners that have provided COVID shots for us. The number for the shots needed to cover the population that needs to be vaccinated is 170,000. We have then received the full amount there from various sources. And we also understand that the age group between 12 and 18, they need the Pfizer vaccination. And we understand that in October, New Zealand will be able to provide the shots for that population component of Samoa. We're very thankful to all our partners who have worked, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, the US, and also through the collaborative work managed by our UN agencies. All their work has enabled us to receive the full component of vaccines needed by Samoa. So at the current time, we have achieved 80% of coverage for our first shot. We are close to 30% for the second shot. And with the rollout of door-to-door program by our health ministry, we hope that we will able to meet our targets in the very near future, and also especially with the Pfizer vaccination being available for our younger section. Late last week, you may have already heard through various media outlets, government has put the Attorney General and the Clerk of the House under suspension. And the reason for this suspension, and it's an interim suspension or a short-term suspension, that they have been both given the reasons why for the Attorney General, that I and the Cabinet feel that we cannot continue to work together. And then in the case of the Clerk of the House, why the Speaker also cannot work with the Clerk. It's fundamentally issues around confidence because of matters that have happened during the electoral process and so forth. And in the interests of natural justice, both of these officers have been given a week to make their replies before the decisions are made respectively by Cabinet for the Attorney General and for the Clerk of the House by the Speaker sometime next week after we have received their answers. Finally, I would like to conclude this short bulletin by announcing that the Minister of Finance and the Treasury are now ready to table the budget for 21-22 to Cabinet later this week on Friday. This is an important development so that we can process a full budget and to lay that proposed budget on the table for Parliament's consideration in September. So we are very pleased that the Minister of Finance and the Ministry of Finance are now at a point where we can begin that process. So that concludes my short bulletin for today. Yeah, Manuel Afiafi, soifua.